G.
All right, we're gonna work on your revision. Let's hear it one more time. All right, let's start again here. All right, so we're doing the revision for your writing. So you've got your graphic organized, you kind of know what you're talking about. And now I'm gonna have you read this first part to me.
The story takes place at Salmasand.
Okay. All right, so when I underline something here for you, this means we're gonna have to revisit it and we're gonna come back to it. But so far, so good. Okay, and is this the end of your thought?
No.
The story takes place at Salmasand.
The characters are Yertle.
Okay, let's stop with that first thought. Okay, the story takes place at Salmasand. So what should we put at the end of that sentence?
On the period.
Okay, so put that in. Okay, the next thought, I don't think we're going to need this because we're not connecting this. We're going to make it a separate thought. So read that part to me, please.
The characters are Yertle and Mac.
Okay.
Yertle was greedy.
We're going to have to capitalize the first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yertle was greedy. He wanted to rule more. He is a horrible king. All the other turtles were starving. Mac burped. And his burp shook the throne, and then Yertle fell into the mud.
Okay.
The other turtles were free. Yertle is king of the mud, and Mac is king of the. Yertle is king of the mud, and Mac is king of the pond.
Okay. All right. So let's go back and let's see kind of some stuff that we started with. So have you mentioned the main characters?
Yes.
Okay. And so we're asking ourselves, what was the problem? What was the problem in this story?
Mac was starving.
Okay. It says Mac was
Hungry.
Okay. Was that really the problem or was there a bigger problem?
It was a bigger problem.
What was the bigger problem?
It was a big problem.
What was the big problem?
All the turtles were stacked up.
Okay. Okay. Any other problems that you saw in the story? Okay. Remember we talked about some people are bullies, kind of being bullyish. Do you think that Yertle's behavior was kind or was he kind of being a bully?
He was kind of being a bully.
And what made you think he was kind of being a bully?
He ordered everything.
So maybe another problem that we could add here was what?
Where?
Here's one of our problems, because this is one of the outcomes. Because Yertle was so bossy or so much a bully, something else was happening, but that was really kind of an outcome of the problem. So what was the real problem? What can we infer about Yertle? What can we infer or guess about him?
He gave so much commands.
So was he bossy?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could say maybe that would be a word that described him, bossy.
Bossy.
Okay. What would be another word that would describe another like synonym? Let's see. Yertle was. Oh, you have to put bossy.
Yeah, how you spell it?
B-O-S-S-Y.
B-O-S-S-Y.
Okay, bossy, and then something else that would describe him.
He gave so many commands.
Oh, well, that's being bossy.
Now I just need to spell Vinny. M-E-N-M.
We'll go back and change spelling at the end. Just get your thoughts down and we'll fine tune that later. Perfect. Okay, any other problems that so he was bossy and he gave a lot of commands, and how did he treat other turtles?
I have no idea.
Let's think for a minute. Were they all happy?
No.
Okay, why were they unhappy?
Because of Yertle.
Yertle, what was he doing to make them unhappy? You said he was, let's see, what did you say in your, he was bossy. What was he doing to make them so unhappy?
Stack them up.
He was giving them orders and he was telling them to do things, and do you think they wanted to do it, or they?
No, I did not want to step in Mac's head. It was the only choice, though.
Okay, so another thing that we could say that would have been one of the problems would be what?
I don't know.
Let's think for just a moment. I'm going to give you a little scenario. You know what a scenario is? Okay, when you come in the morning, I usually say, "Hi, Pierce, how was your weekend?" or "How was your evening?" And we have a little conversation, right? Okay, well, we're going to pretend that it's a new day, and you come in, and I say, "Pierce, sit down. Pierce, write your story. Pierce, don't talk. Pierce, sit up in your chair. Sit up straight." And I gave you a lot of commands like that. How would that make you feel?
Unhappy.
Why?
Because he told me to do lots of stuff.
Right, and so how do you think those other turtles are feeling when Yertle does that to them?
Unhappy.
Unhappy,
And
right.
mad.
Okay, so kind of put yourself in the turtles' place. If they were feeling that way, how would you feel?
I don't know.
Would you want to cry or would you want to be angry?
Angry.
Angry. So you could say maybe the turtles were becoming unhappy or angry or some of those kind of feelings, just like you would feel if you were Mac at the bottom of that stack. If somebody was telling you constantly, "Do this, do that, sit here, go there," you wouldn't be very happy, would you?
Nope.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put that in words then. So how would the turtles feel? The turtles were feeling what? We don't know this for sure, but we can infer and guess this is how they're feeling. Okay, wonderful. All right, now we talked about the setting and Salamasan. If I didn't know this story and I said Salamasan, I don't know where that is. What would be another word that we could? Hey.
Can I drop it? Oh, it's my room.
Okay.
I thought it was early.
Okay. This is Salamasan, but if I didn't know where that was, how would you help me know where that was? There were some other words in the story that described where this took place. Where was that?
Samsung.
Was it like downtown city or was it out in the country? What was going on down there?
I don't know. It was swimming and fun.
Ah, there you go. That's it. If I didn't know where Salamasan was, I would know maybe what a pond was. So let's go ahead and let's include that in our setting in case we don't know. So can you add that, please? Okay, just a second. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to say pond. I'm going to add that for you. Okay? Then the solution here is, let's see, he fell in the mud.
Wait.
But what was the real problem?
I have something to ask you.
Sure.
Look, the turtles were swimming pond.
Well, this is kind of a rough draft that we're getting our ideas here, and then we're going to take our ideas and we're going to put them here. So this is just kind of to jog our memory. It doesn't have to be a complete thought, but these are kind of key details about the story. So we want to kind of get this as our outline so we can look back and say, oh, I want to include that in my story. Okay? So the solution you came up with, and this is a good one, he fell in the mud. That's what happened.
Fell into the mud.
Into the mud. But what was the real solution to the problem?
Mac burped.
I think that was a solution to the problem, or I think that was just an accident.
I think that was like a solution to the problem because he had to burp.
Okay, so he had to burp. Okay, I could get that. But when you said your problem was that Yertle was so bossy and he told the turtles what to do and the turtles were not very happy about it and they fell in the mud, was that the solution to the problem or is that just something that happened?
It's just something that happened and I think this was a solution to.
Okay, all right, I'll go with that. But I think let's go ahead and let's stay with this, but let's add a second detail here. So we'll have something, and then as you write your story, you could use one of the two.
Okay.
So Yertle fell in the mud, but the solution was he kind of, was the authority taken away from him? Was he no longer the king? Yeah, so, like if you have a bossy boy on the playground, sometimes the teacher has to give him the tap, tap, tap. You know what that means?
No.
When you get the tap, 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 that means you're done. If your teacher ever gives you that, you're in trouble. Okay, so let's say the solution is that he is no longer king. He has been dethroned. Okay? Okay, great. And the lesson is don't be greedy. Also, how do you think he treated other people? He was greedy, but was he also kind?
No.
So how did he treat other turtles?
I have no idea.
Remember, let's go back to our little scenario. If you come in every morning and I say, Pierce, sit down. Pierce, use this pencil. Pierce, don't talk. Pierce, me. Would I be a nice teacher or a not nice teacher?
Oh, I don't know.
Not very nice, would I? Would I be bossy? Would I be being a very good person, teacher, or friend? You know what the golden rule is?
Treat people how you want to be treated.
It is. Okay, so if you're wanting to be treated nicely, you don't boss them around, you're not greedy, but you're also considerate of other people's feelings and you're kind. So maybe the lesson is maybe it's the golden rule, you think?
I think so.
Any other things that you could think it would go in there, the lesson?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna make myself a little note. So if we come to this part of the story,
Wait! I just thought of one.
we'll put it in. Put it in. Can you read it back to me?
Okay. Don't give someone every command in the world.
Okay, all right. So that's something that's some of the lessons that we could possibly learn. Okay, why do you think we did this before we're doing this?
So we can have our ideas.
So we can have our ideas, and are these in a kind of a logical form? You know what logical means?
No.
Kind of in a good order. You ever do things in order, like when you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, then you get dressed. You don't get dressed and then take a shower, do you?
It just makes no sense.
Doesn't make sense. So this way, it kind of gives us a format for what we're going to put here. I like it that you have a good start here, but I would like to have a little more detail in your writing. So we do this, so we'll have more information to put here. Okay? So I'm going to let you go ahead.